What's up, you guys? My name is Wolfie, and welcome back to another Motivational Monday. I have a lot more time on this one, so I really hope that I can get really into these two things that I picked to use, and they're not too similar to each other, but that's fine, because it'll work anyways. Scorpionx Storm asks, do a video on the wage difference on how the poor has a hard time for life. I'm a little sniffly too, so, because I might be getting sick. So just ignore that. Ignore the stuffy sticks. Amazing sounds. I completely forgot. Sorry. Yeah. Poor people, they have a hard time at life because obviously they're poor. Like, people are gonna know that, but it's not. People always have pity on those who are poor, but a lot of the time it's just something like something went wrong for them, and it's not their fault. And you might be like, because when I was little, I always used to wonder, why don't they just go find their family and stay with them? I'm sure their family will be okay with, taking care of them, but some of them have lost their families. Some of them don't have any more families, or they've got off on bad terms with their families, and then most of them, I feel like I'm gonna sneeze, most of them have like families far, far away, and they can't contact them. Here it is. I knew it was coming. There it is. Good thing I didn't like snot everywhere. Otherwise, I would have been like, cut. But yeah, like when I went to Seattle, it was like a year ago. It was actually a year ago. It was when I met Mark. Everybody that I saw on the street, I gave at least like $1 to $5 to. I usually gave him $5. I think I gave one guy a 10 or a 20 or something like that, because I can't stand seeing people in problems. And I know those are like homeless, those are very poor people, but I know there's also the poor that's like they're living check to check, and that sucks. Really, like, that really sucks too. But there are always some ways to, like, they keep coming out with, these are ways to fix it. They keep coming out with more ways on how you can like fix it, how you can be better at not having money would be the best way to describe it. And that is, like, they've come out with apps, and you might not have a phone, so they have books and things like that, and just coupons, contests, all kinds of stuff for grocery stores, clothes stores, what else do people go to do stuff, things like that. So, and then there's always things like at churches. They might do like the churches here in Virginia, what they do sometimes before school starts, they get a bunch of school supplies, and then they give them to poor families. And then when I lived in Boston, what would happen is if your family made less than a certain amount each year, then like they would do the same thing, the actual school would. And they probably don't anymore, just because of all the regulations and things that have changed. And I was in 4th grade or 3rd grade when I last lived in Boston, which was like 9 years ago, or 10 or something like that. Something crazy, like half my life ago. And the other thing that they would do is that they would give you a turkey. So like on Thanksgiving, if your family has nothing to eat, or they just had the normal stuff and they couldn't celebrate, this school that I was at would go to the person's house and give them a turkey. And I know it because we weren't the wealthiest family growing up, which I wouldn't say we were dirt poor. We weren't even close to dirt poor, and we weren't close to paycheck to paycheck, but we weren't like swimming in cash. So like I said, they probably dropped the bar a lot too, because I can't imagine that. I think too is that my oldest brother would get it, Sean. He would get this turkey, but I think like now, if I was still in school when I was still there, they wouldn't have given it to me, because they never give it to me or Jason. So that the bar might have been raised or lowered or whatever needed to be done for people that deserved it more, people that needed it more. So there's all kinds of cool things that these places and people do for each other who are in hard times like this. So it's not impossible to live like that. And I do realize that wage differences are very like annoying, because you can always see someone who you know for a matter of fact does not deserve the money that they have. They're arrogant, they're assholes, they're modest, they're just not good people. So, and then there might be like John the working man, who, I go to John a lot for names, but who like works his ass off for 2 kids and only lives with his kids. He's like a stay-at-home dad. Like he's a single father, and he has 2 kids, and he works his ass off, and he gets like half of what this other guy gets, and he's the one struggling. And that's the wage difference, and that sucks. Like there's no way to fix that, really, other than working hard, getting noticed, and being moved up in this corporational chain that is in every restaurant business whatsoever. But a lot of times they don't get noticed. They get overlooked because, you know, the appreciation goes to their superior regardless. And then if their superior is an asshole, they're not going to be like, hey, this worker's doing a really good job. They're going to be like, yeah, I keep him in line, so I should get the raise, which is not fair. If you have a good like boss who's above that boss and notices you doing these things, that's different. Like you can work somewhere and know that your work will get noticed. If you just, sometimes you need to go above the other person's head, and that can cause some problems, but it can be done. And that's like the wage difference. And getting back to the coupons and things, those are always there for, like, now they have, I don't know if they still have food stamps, but when my mom divorced my first stepdad, she needed to get on food stamps because we didn't have any money. Or I think it was before that too, because he had arthritis, and he's full of shit. He is and will always be full of shit. I hate that guy, and I don't hate anybody. And he was always, oh, I can't work, oh. But he could sit on the couch all day. Sorry, this is getting personal. Sorry. But so then my mom had to like take care of us and him, and she would get food stamps, an EBT card. So that helped. There's also government programs like that. It's just, I realize how hard it is with these different, like the societal differences. There's like lower class, middle class, upper class, and that I hate labeled, like things that are labeled. I hate people that are labeled. I hate society things that are labeled. I hate genders that are labeled. I hate like specific classes that are labeled. I hate workers I hate everything having a label. Everyone being put in their own group. I hate that. I think everyone should be together in some way or another. They should all help each other, no matter how better they think they are than anybody else. And that's the problem. If you get to a certain point in life, you're going to think you're better than somebody else. And that's not fair. That's not right. It's just, so those are a bunch of ways you can, try to fix that. You can try to help with your life. I know it's hard to be poor and things, but there's just, you always have to look at the bright side. There's always going to be something you can get out of it. And there's always a way that other people can help you. Don't be afraid to ask for help. Your friendly neighborhood dog asks, hey Wolfie, I love your channel and would like to know if you'd do the next Motivational Monday or motivation. That may sound weird, but what I mean is finding something you get to get you motivated to do what you want and go after your goals. That's a really good one. I really like that. I thought definitely I can't that. But the definition, oh my god. I should have brought water in here or something, because I'm choking up on my own mucus. I know, sexy. The definition of motivation is the reason or reasons one has for acting or behaving in a particular way, or the general desire for willingness of someone to do something. So in English terms, motivating you to do something or motivating you to act a certain way. And things that get me motivated day to day are you guys, definitely. How much fun I know I'll have recording, my girlfriend, my family, my friends, whole bunch of things. Because if I rely on one thing to keep giving me motivation, at one point that one thing will let me down, no matter what happens. Like, I don't mean to put it out like for anybody, but at some point there's some amount of people, like there's some amount of people that are watching that may let me down. Like the subscribers have dropped, the views have dropped. That's the kind of thing I'm talking about. Not you guys watching. You guys are my strong lovers, don't say that. And I love you guys so much. But like that portion, if I had just relied on that, would get me super depressed. And it really hit me hard because I was doing a lot of that. Or my girlfriend, we may like one day fight about something, and if I relied on that, it would get me down. My family, if they disappoint me, they would get me down. My friends, if they disappoint me. Everything in your life will disappoint you at some point. So if you rely on that solely, you will be just demolished. So I find motivation in many things. And I find motivation in just, a lot of times it's also the future. The future is what keeps me going. Some people may say that the past keeps them going, or oh, excuse me. I guess some of that mucus got in my tummy and I ate it and I burped. No, that's gross. What was I saying? Oh yeah. So yeah, these things may motivate you. I was talking about the future. What the hell am I talking about? I'm so sorry. The future. Yeah. A lot of people may say that the past keeps them going, like what used to be fun to them. Because if you look back on the past, everything's going to look like a golden age because everything is okay. Or for most people, everything is okay. Because you don't have to worry about money or like adult problems. And then when you become an adult, or at least a teenager, or something like that, you have to worry about this kind of things. So a lot of people may say they look at their past and that keeps them going, which makes sense. That's okay. But you should look at the future. You should always look at this better outcome, this better outlook of where you may get. What's his name? Matthew McConaughey. Actually, he said this thing that people asked him who his hero was. And he would say that his hero is him in 10 years. And then when 10 years passes, people would ask him, are you your hero? And he'd say, I'm not even close. I'm not even close to my hero. But he's closer than he was. So, and then he says, and then when he gets to that 10 years, he puts it 10 more years ahead and he says, that guy's my hero. I'm going to be that guy. And he does as much as he can to get there. And then he doesn't get there. And then he gets close, but he sets it even higher. So each time he's never going to be as good as he wants. He's never going to get to be his hero. And I find that incredibly motivating because if I picture myself being a big YouTuber in I don't want to say like 5-10 years, but at least like 2, 3, 4, 5 years, I will get there. I won't get where I want to go, or hell, I may surpass it way farther than I want. But if I picture it and I go after it, then I can get there. I can get much closer. I can get way closer than if I just sat here and said, I want to be a little better. I want to be better than I've been. Because I'm already better than I've been, but I can't be better than this pedestal I've already put myself on in the future. And I love that. I love it so much because it makes you see the future for what it can be, and it makes you go after it. And then when you go after it, a lot of things can happen to make it bad and make it maybe not work. But just by just by going after it, you've come so much closer than if you had created a goal that you can get to. If I say I want to get to 10,000 subscribers by Christmas, that's obtainable. It might not be right now because there's a lot of problems with the channel that need to be fixed and stuff, and I'm getting to it. But rather than saying, which is what I should have been doing, rather than saying 1 million by Christmas, that probably, that's like 99% sure that will not happen. But if I go after that, if I chase that dream for just like 4 or 5, I think it's like 4 or 5 months away, I won't get it. But I'll get closer than if I said 10,000. Because if I say 10,000, I'm already 8/10 of the way there. If I say 1 million, I'm like 8 out of 1 million, or 8 out of 100,000, or something like that, on my way there. So I don't want to like ramble on too much, because so many things give me motivation, and that's a huge thing that does it, and you guys give me huge motivation. And the fact that one day we together will be a big channel, we will show people love and compassion that they need. They need it, because so many bad things happen. The hurricane in Texas right now, it's just now leaving when I'm recording this, and the devastation it's caused and the problems that's happened. I wish so much that I had the spare money to donate, because I would. And I wish so much that I had planned ahead for, I didn't know about the hurricane until it was happening, that I had planned ahead with the Ethernet cable and all these things, because I would have tried so hard to create a live stream to raise money, or to get with people to make a live stream to raise money, just something to do that. And I find motivation in all these things, and it tends to help a lot, and you guys would be amazed how much it helps. If you do this kind of things, if you do it too, you should know how much you can be motivated by it. But those are definitely all the things that give me motivation, and setting goals for myself that I'll never reach motivates me every day to become better and just the best person I could ever be. And that was Motivational Monday. Do I have pit stains? Up. I always get pit stains with this shirt. Like, I pulled up my shirt. You didn't see my fat. I always get pit stains in the shirt, and I don't have any. Woo! That right there is a succeeded episode. If nothing else, I don't have pit stains on my arms, and that's an exceeded episode. Exceeded. What am I trying to say? Accomplished. Nope, that's not it either. That's a good episode though. So tell me what you guys think down in the comments. Tell me more ideas of yours. I love that I had plenty of time to discuss everything, and these were great ideas. Thank you guys so much. Thank you so much, your friendly neighborhood dog and Scorpionics. Thank you so much. Those were 2 great ideas, and thank you everybody who always gives me the ideas and everything, and thank you for letting this series still be a great thing. But for now, thank you everybody so much for watching this video. Tom and ya. Can't stand it. I'm all mucusy. My throat keeps like clothing, and it's so